Hi and welcome to this video. In this video I do post the first engine run checks to see if there's any issues. Found one or two minor bits and pieces and sort that out and cracked on and started work on the first wing to get it prepped up ready for covering. So join me and I'll show you what I've been up to. Come on then. Right, let's see if I can explain what I've been up to. I've had the rocker covers off and shortened the bolts and adjusted the tappets. I've had all spark plugs out and checked the gaps, made sure everything was clean. Found the upper rear spark plugs on both sides, that the centre pin on the top was loose, so that might have been where my slight stutter of a misfire was. Slight oil leak from the sump plug, so I had to take the sump plug out to change the washer on that. We'll see if that works. So it's had a partial oil change. I didn't lose much oil doing that, but I did lose a little bit, so I've topped it up. The oil came out nice and clean, but it got rid of I suppose that's helped to get rid of some of the lithium grease that was put in for during assembly, so that's probably no bad thing. Right, so it's now I want to run it. I'm going to run it without the cowl on. Check the timing now to see, see if I get nice smooth running on both ignition systems, the magnetos. We've got these sort of like lawnmower style magnetos, and we've got electronic ignition. So the two systems that this aircraft runs with, mags and electronic. So I'm going to check out to see what the drop's like. If there's a big difference in drop between one to the other, it tells you that it's down to the electronic ignition requiring advancing or retarding. Which will be fun to do, because that's I'm getting down into, I don't know if I can point it out, see if I can get you into a position where you can actually see. It's very hard. There you go. You see that little Allen screw just down there, just at the end of my finger? That's on the cam sort of system, well, magnetic pickup, and you just rotate that very slightly. You loosen that, rotate it very slightly, tighten it back up again to do the timing. I would not be looking forward to that. I'm hoping I've got it timed up correctly when I did the static timing. So breaking in on this engine, right, okay, my plan is it's supposed to be done 25 hours in the air is what Sonics or AeroV sort of say, but I don't want to fly the first hour behind an engine that's unproven in any format. So I'm going to do an hour's ground run once I'm happy that the ignition system's working as it should do, so I'm not going to be too far advanced, which could cause issues in the cylinders. Run it for an hour at near as close to max power as I can. So that'll be periods of definitely full power and periods of going back to let it cool down if necessary, and full power and back to let it cool down with the engine running for an hour. And then it'll be drop the engine oil again, do a full oil change, and then we'll have everything, we'll do a full check around the engine, make sure everything's working, nothing's coming loose, falling apart, and then I will stick the cowls on and everything else and fly for 4 hours. And then I'll do an oil change. That's an oil change at the 5 hour period, and I'll fly it for another 5 hours at high power settings. All the time this is high power settings, and then I'll do an oil change. That'll be the 10-hour point, and then another 15 hours, and then do another oil change, and then we're at high power settings, and I can start running the engine as per normal operation, and do oil changes every 25 hours. That's what they say. So they do it with an hour in the air. Well, I've got to get the ground run bit sorted. I want to have an hour on the engine on the ground, and then we'll do the oil changes as appropriate from there. So yes, you break it in, not like a car engine in days of old where you mollycoddled it and drove it nice and gently at low power and things like that. This you thrape it with as much full power as you can, otherwise the piston rings don't seat properly, they don't bed in properly, and you glaze the bores, and then you end up with issues that the bores don't seal properly. You get all sorts of issues then from there on. So you've got to make sure that you don't glaze those. So you've got to run it hard. The minimum amounts of low power running I'm going to do in the driveway, just get the ignition sorted out. I will do at that point though, after I've got the ignition all happy, I will do an engine oil drop, top up, and put fresh oil in, just to get rid of the lithium, most of the lithium oil, grease that's in there. And then I'll set the hobs to 0, and from there on the hobs engine running will be what the engine comes out at, to get everything all sort of set up and sighted as I want it to be. Alright, yeah, so did I do anything else other than shorten those, got that to grip? I think that's okay. The rear spark plug tops were a bit, there was an issue. Plug seemed all nice and clean, and the drain plug was the one that seemed a little bit damp. Oh, I had a little bit of oil sort of seeping sort of here as well, or looked like it might be seeping. I wasn't sure, so I've left that for the time being. So we'll see what happens after the next engine run. Yeah, we can but hope, can't we? But all in all, everything seems to be as it should be. I haven't found anything really nasty, so I only had 10 minutes or so of engine run, 0.2 of an hour, and that, for the initial sort of start-ups and things. So I've checked all around here, make sure there's no oil leaks and things like that around here, so we should be okay. And of course we've got in the service schedule for tightening up head bolts and things like that, which I will go through with the aircraft. Right, crumbs. It's a lot of gassing about nothing and no getting on and doing. Next task, that thing over there, take the metalwork off, take the aileron off, and start varnishing. Ha-ha! Okay, some disasters do happen. This piece of gardening implementation, which normally resides up here, fell off when I was having some work carried out on the roof of my shed, and the wretched thing fell and broke this geodetic here. And to try and take this one out would be really quite hard. It goes underneath that one, so it's sandwiched between the compression strut and that, which makes life awkward. Otherwise it'd be easy to take out going out to there, but to take out this geodetic here, so I could take this out, means I've got to take this geodetic out here, which means I've got to take that geodetic out to get that one out. So they're all interlinked to such an extent that I decided I'd carry out a repair. So I cut out the damaged section because it wasn't allowing it to sit nice and straight, grafted in a piece of wood there, but more importantly I've got a strip of geodetic material, strip wood, to go underneath here, which is tapered at each end so it doesn't produce a stress razor. It runs from about there to about there. Okay, so it's a reasonable length. Bonded on with T88, and then that infill piece there, and I've just sanded it to shape. I made that quite a nice tight joint, as you can see. Yeah, thankfully this all happened before I varnished. I got the wing out so I could take out the bits of metal work there and there, take off the aileron control rod, and take the aileron off by undoing its hinge pin there, and I was going to give this all a coat of water-based polyurethane varnish before doing the permanent fit of the aileron horn, putting the control rod back in, split pinning all that lot up together so it was all nicely dealt with, and then covering the wing. So I was all that lot out, do the varnishing, put that lot back together again permanently, bolt those on permanently, torque it all up and cover the wing, starting at the wingtip, doing the two wingtip sections and then the whole length. I might actually be brave and do the wingtips and the whole wing in the lower surface and then the upper surface in sort of one go. My initial thoughts originally was I was going to do it to that seam line there, do the wingtip because of the wiggly shape, and then do the main wing bit to there, but I think I might actually just do it all in one go. See how brave I feel. Yeah. If it goes P-tong on the first bottom one, I can put the tip skin on afterwards just to there and do the top the way I've just sort of said, doing the tip and then the main section of wing. We'll see how it goes. I've got some white marker pens so I can actually mark up the covering I've got that's got like a black backing, so that I can actually see it. Right, well, I've got to tidy up the shed, but I'm not going to do any of this lot now until they've finished doing a bit of refelting on the roof. Okay, something a little different. The varnish, I'm just adding a little bit of food colouring to it, and then I'll stir that up. Hopefully we'll get a slight pink tinge to it. A bit more than that. Because this is water based, it's I can just add food colouring. All nicely stirred up. So now I've got pink varnish. Look, lovely pink varnish. That won't be. It looks probably worse than it is in a way. But the advantage of doing pink varnish is lighter than paint because it hasn't got anywhere near as much in the way of solids in it for the colour pigments. So hence we use a varnish. But the disadvantage is it's quite hard to see where you've actually been and how even your coat is. So I've done I suppose about just over half a wing from one side with straightforward varnish. I can see where it is, but it's just not that easy. So I'm using this old trick of putting colour in, just a little bit of colour, and it'll make, it's not, you won't see it anyway because it's going to be underneath covers. But I'll show you what it comes out like. Okay, so this side of the wing has been varnished. You can see how much of a sheen. It's not gloss. It's satin sort of finish on there, but it's definitely got a slight sheen. It shows it's been sealed. The surfaces that they're going to have the covering put on will have a light sand with 220, well, sorry, no, 360 grit I think I've got, which I set up for doing that over all the areas where the covering will actually be bonded, just to get the hairs and things off so they don't show through. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm going to let this dry off a bit more. So the whole wing now needs to be turned. Now, because I told you about the fact that it's pink. This was just done with straight varnish. This was done with a pink varnish, and you can see down here. You can see where it had a little bit of a blob or something. It shows what it's like when you have excess. It is a little bit darker, which really does help though for you to get it nice and even. Just having that bit of colour in the varnish. So you can sort of see some slight little bits where it's got a little bit of extra. I've got to say these wings are the hardest wings I've had to deal with for varnishing, on the grounds that there's so many intricate bits to sort of try and get around to get the varnish in. But other than that, it's not too bad. Just take your time. So I'll turn the wing over and I'll do the other side, but that'll be, I'll get that done for the next video. And then I have decided on the covering, I'm not going to experiment around. I'm going to play it safe. I will cover the wing tips and then cover the main section of the wing. I've decided that's probably the best way. I don't want to be messing about. So I'll do the bottom of the wing tip and then the top of the wing tip, and then the main wing bottom and top, and it gives me an opportunity to get in to put a wood ring in, so I could get access to put those screws in. This section of the wing here, there'll be a wood ring in here, so I have an inspection place, and a wood ring in here, so I can deal with checking the interplane strut and landing wire bracket section bolts, so I can actually do those inspections on annual. There we go. It's as simple as that, really. Well, that's it for this video, folks. Yeah, a little bit done. The engine is now ready for its next run, hopefully, to see if I've cured the sump plug leak and the ignition problem. That's like misfire. Hopefully that's cured, and I will carry on now and do the rest of the varnishing on that wing, ready to do the covering. Hopefully we might even make a start on the covering by the next video. I don't know what will happen. I've got other things to do as well, a bit of flying possibly if the weather's good, and I might even do a bit of a show around my works aeroplane. but we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, look after yourselves, keep fit and healthy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.